Hello, this is John with Brainstorm Comics and Gaming. As we mentioned last week, we will no longer be doing the High Five. We have renamed this the Storm Watch, where we focus on the top 9 comics of the week, 3 from Marvel, 3 from DC, 3 from Independent. We have a good stack of comics this week that we're going to go over. As always, do not forget to LCS, like, comment, and subscribe to your LCS, local comic book shop, Brainstorm Comics and Gaming. If you like the content, if you want to see the things that are upcoming. Speaking of things that are upcoming, this weekend we filmed our first ever, the Brainstorm and Comics and Gaming inaugural superhero draft. We had 8 participants. Over the course of 4 days, we did the choices of each one. We're going to put them through different scenarios. We depend on you for that. We're hoping to get some scenarios from the different viewers, from our different customers, subscribers. We want to put the teams through their paces and figure out who did the best in their superhero draft. We patterned it a lot after like an NFL fantasy draft or a baseball fantasy draft. I think that people will enjoy that content once we get that up. Our target is to have that up May 1st. We even did some draft analysis. We look forward to hearing how you think that we did as well. It was definitely a very interesting and very fun draft. Well, let's get on to our picks for this week. We're going to start with DC, the top 3. Coming in at number 3 this week, Justice League number 60. This is written by Brian Michael Bendis. This has a couple of things going for it. Number 1, we get a new villain named Brutus. This also continues the elevation of Naomi, who is slated to get her own TV show soon. The solicit said that there's a last page surprise. I looked at it. I will say if the solicit encouraged you to buy the book, I wouldn't buy into that, just because I don't think there's enough hook there in order for that to be the reason to purchase it. However, like I said, the elevation of Naomi, the first appearance of Brutus, some big things happening there. In addition, the backup story for this one is the JLA meeting the new Justice League Dark. So this one sounds like a very good backup story, one that should be entertaining to a lot of DC fans. And that brings us to number 2, Nightwing number 79. I've never really followed this character before. Tom Taylor being on the book encouraged me to do so with issue number 78. Nightwing returns to Bloodhaven. I've heard it pronounced each way. There's a new status quo with the character in this. He has inherited the wealth that Alfred had stowed away over the course of his stewardship of the Wayne family. In addition to that, there's a new mayor named Mayor Zuko, who has some ties to Dick Grayson and the death of his family. Blockbuster, a villain that is known for his ties to Nightwing, is also very prevalent in this. In addition to that, it's just a great cover. You see Nightwing reaching for his friend. I think it speaks. I love symbolism, and I think this cover has a lot of that. Tom Taylor is killing it on the stuff that he's been doing, whether it be Deceased or Seven Secrets. If you are a Batman fan, if you're a Nightwing fan, even if you're not, honestly, like I said, I've never really followed these characters. This one is a great choice. I feel like there's a lot going on, and I think this will probably go down as one of the better runs for Nightwing over the course of his history. And that brings us to number 1 for the DC picks this week. I've never played the game of Fortnite. I'm not going to lie. I know it's very popular. We have had lots and lots of people coming in over the course of the last couple of weeks looking forward to this book. There are many reasons for that. Number 1, of course, you get Batman intermixed with the Fortnite mythology. He is drawn into that world through a rift. Once he gets there, he has amnesia. He doesn't know who he is, like how he got there. So it's set up like a mystery, which of course is what we expect with Batman. He's exploring the world and figuring out the different rules for it. The other thing that's very important about this, though, isn't just that we have a very popular game in Fortnite coming to comics and mixing with Batman, but the fact that you can also get the Harley Quinn skin in the game by grabbing this book. Due to that, the book is already very popular. Like I said, we've had lots of people coming in asking about it. If you're a Fortnite fan, you're going to want to get this one. In addition to that, each book after this also includes a code to get different skins. So this is one that you definitely want to pick up if you are a fan of Batman, if you're a fan of Fortnite. As I said, you don't want to miss out on this one. So that brings us to the Independents. We're going to start with number 3, You Promised Me Darkness, number 1. This is already a very hot book. If you have it on your pull list, you're getting it for cover price. I hate to say it, but it's already a $30 book. This is from Behemoth. So this has some cool things going for it. When Halley's Comet comes by every 76 years, as people are being born, they are imbued with different powers. There are 2 siblings in this one, and they are being hunted by a creature called the Anti-Everything. So we have a big bad guy obviously being introduced. We have a cool premise with like the Halley's Comet part. The Anti-Everything feeds on those who are granted the auras from Halley's Comet. And each time that the Anti-Everything feeds on one of those characters, it gets stronger. So this one it sounds like it has some horror elements to it. It sounds like it has some superhero elements to it. Behemoth has been putting out some really good stuff. Again, like I said, I hate to say it, but this one's already going for $30. As I said before in previous videos, we encourage you to add them to your pull list ahead of time so you don't miss out. But this is one that you may want to check out. That brings us to number 2, Los Angeles, number 1. So this one sounds very interesting in the fact that it's set in 1980s Los Angeles. It's around the punk music scene. There's a death of a local teen that nobody seems really interested in following up on, except for a bouncer at one of those punk music clubs. As he investigates, he finds out that there's a $1 billion real estate scheme going on in the background, that the local government and its officials are involved in it. This also deals with the gangs and corrupt officials that were definitely prevalent during that period. The solicits also promise that, it deals with some race and politics that, are still prevalent today, are still relevant today. So I'm interested in this one, seeing where it goes. I like following the books that aren't just superheroes. I like broadening my horizon a little bit, checking out the ones that are a little bit different. This one definitely checks all those boxes. I think that this one is one to check out. And that brings us to number 1 for the Independents. I am very much looking forward to this one. This is Girls from Dimension 13, number 1. This one is from Aftershock, who I feel is a very underrated publisher within the comic industry. They're putting out some amazing stuff. The writer of this one is Graham Nolan, the co-creator of Bane. The premise of this one is that there are 12 dimensions ruled by a terrible creature called Abraxas. There is a gatekeeper who is supposed to keep him or her, I don't think they really assigned a gender to it, from entering our dimension. However, that gatekeeper has gone missing. There is a dilapidated house, a haunted house that serves as the portal for all those different dimensions. 4 young women happen upon this house, and they discover that they have powers that they didn't know that they had before. So it is their mission to fill in for that missing gatekeeper. I paged through this one, and I will tell you that I liked the art in this one a lot. It reminded me a lot of the 1960s, 1970s Doctor Strange sort of art to it. Very psychedelic. I feel like there's a lot of potential to this one. Fans of Buffy will probably enjoy it. I feel like I said, Doctor Strange fans will enjoy it. I'm just really looking forward to this one. I think that this one is going to be a lot of fun, and I think you should probably check this one out. And that brings us to our Marvel picks. Coming in at number 3, Captain Marvel number 28. Speaking of Doctor Strange from the Girls from Dimension 13, we have Carol crossing into the mystic realm with this one. It has a phenomenal cover. That's one of the selling points for this one. She also gained some new abilities and a new costume. Carol is being driven by her failure against her last foe, so she is delving into the mystic arts to fix her one Achilles heel. So I think this is a turning point for the character. This may turn out to be very important for future Marvel movies. So like I said, if you're looking for a good read, this is the beginning of her trek into the mystic arts. It's one that you may want to pay attention to. So that brings us to number 2 for the Marvel picks, Champions number 6. I'm looking forward to reading this story arc. It's a brand new story arc. I love this cover. I feel like this is a very overlooked series. It has a lot of good things going on. Young characters that are paving a new way for the Marvel Universe. There is a huge overarching story going on right now with the Outlawed arc, where the young heroes are banned from being heroes. In this one, there is a company that is fighting to keep Kamala's Law on the books. Obviously, our team of champions do not agree with that, so they try to infiltrate the company and bring it down from the inside. However, they have a new app that is encouraging people to support Kamala's Law and keep the sentiment against the teenage heroes alive. So it is kind of fighting the trends of social media. I'm interested in this because obviously young people love social media, as do older people as well. But I'm interested to see how this one goes. Like I said, it's the beginning of a new arc. I think that this one may have a lot of importance in it in the future. I think we'll probably see a big bad that is revealed that probably becomes an arch nemesis of the group for a long time. And that brings us to our number 1 pick for Marvel this week, Way of X number 1. So one of the selling points for this one is it has Nightcrawler and Blink in it. Those are 2 of the most popular mutants out there outside of obviously Wolverine and Gambit. They definitely have huge cult followings. The wraparound cover for this one is amazing. If you want to see it in the store, let us know. We'll take it out and let you look at it. I think it's one of the best X-Men covers in quite some time. Now, I'm not going to lie. It says in this one that Patchwork Man has some sway over children. I don't know who Patchwork Man is, but he sounds kind of scary in terms of going after children. Nightcrawler has declared war on those who threaten Krakoa as the Eden for the mutants. Both of those characters, Nightcrawler and Blink, whenever they show up, normally big things follow. And this one leads into a big arc for the X-Men from the way the solicit reads. So if you're an X-Men fan, if you're a Marvel fan, you get a lot of boxes checked on this one. So this is my top pick for Marvel of this week. So we want to thank you for watching the Storm Watch this week. Hopefully you like the new format. I know we started it last week a little bit. Let us know what you think of the picks, whether you think that I messed up, whether you think that there's a hotter pick out there that should have trumped one of the ones that we put up there. Again, we want to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We want to thank you for watching as always. Have a good comic reading week.